and welcome of course to another second edition commentary for the 870 Combat Shotgun for Battlefield Play4Free. But before I get started, let me give a few shoutouts, of course. First shoutout goes to Mr. Luigi Time for sending me a private message, YouTube message, and a fan mail letter. Next shout out goes to Laura for getting a hold of me via Facebook from the Shodredux Facebook fan page. And last but not least, the next shout out goes to Bob888. Okie dokie guys, let's get started on the 870 Combat Shotgun. The Remington Model 870 is a US made pump action shotgun manufactured by Remington Arms Company. It is widely used by the public for sport shooting, hunting, and self-defense. It is also commonly used by law enforcement and military organizations worldwide. There are two types of 870 combat shotguns that you will see or come across in Battlefield Play4Free. Of course, the most obvious one would be the 870 combat shotgun that you can buy standard in the store. The other type of 870 combat shotgun you'll run across from time to time is the Battlefield 3 edition 870 combat shotgun. The way you obtained this shotgun was pre-ordering Battlefield 3 before its release date on Origin for PC, and you got a promo code for you to unlock a yellow beret and the Battlefield 3 Edition 870 Combat Shotgun. During the time of the pre-order, the shotgun had a custom veteran-looking skin with blue shells on the side, instead of the standard 870's red shells. But currently in Battlefield Play4Free, the Battlefield 3 Edition shotgun looks the same as the regular 870. Both variants of the shotguns have the same exact stats. The 870 Combat Shotgun is the only pump shotgun that does not have a veteran and elite's version of itself. The total amount of ammunition you get with the 870 Combat Shotgun is 32, and that's 8 loaded shells inside the shotgun. The reload time for the 870 Combat Shotgun is usually half a second per shell, or if the shotgun is entirely empty, it'll take about 5 seconds in total. Of course, once you're in the middle of reloading your 870 Combat Shotgun, you can't cancel the action by simply firing your shotgun. You have to try and cancel the action by switching out the weapon with something, whether it be your secondary weapon or your second primary weapon, throwing out an ammo crate, whichever way that causes the animation to stop and switch back to the shotgun. The initial damage the shotgun can do at closer ranges is usually around the mid-20s per pellet that's fired from the shotgun. And at medium ranges, it seems to stay around the low 20s in damage per pellet. And at longer ranges, it seems to stay around 9 to 11 damage per pellet. Out of all the pump shotguns available for Play4Free, the 870 Combat Shotgun does seem to have some of the best deviation other than when it's crouched and being fired hip fire. So keep that in mind when using this shotgun. One of the nice things about the 870 Combat Shotgun that separates itself from all the shotguns in Play4Free is the fact that it has the least amount of bullet spread per shot. So that makes it for a relatively accurate spot-on weapon for a shotgun at least. The effective close range that the shotgun has is 20 meters, so if your enemy's within the 20 meter mark, you will expect to do close range damage. One of the interesting things about the 870 Combat Shotgun is the fact that you can pull off some pretty accurate shots from close to medium range by just standing and shooting hip fire or aiming down sight. But when you crouch and use hip fire, and after your first shot, the shotgun deviation becomes greater, and it's actually some of the worst out of all the shotguns. So I wouldn't even consider crouching and shooting hip fire at all with this gun. I would just use it as a run and gun shotgun. Of course, the 870 Combat Shotgun is available for all classes in Battlefield Play4Free, and it actually fits each role pretty well. So there's not really a specific role that I would probably suggest this shotgun for. But to give you prime examples of how it fits well for each one, I'll start off with my favorite class being Recon. Some people like to actually have an extra weapon slot, and this is definitely a weapon to have in case enemies close in to your actual area and decide to go into a close quarters combat situation. This is a good shotgun to have for Recon. Also, the other fact that's really nice is being able to have the the motion sensor and the surveillance to be able to show you where your enemy's at. on the mini-map. You know, it's just a really nice shotgun to have for totally decimating enemies. Of course, for Engineer class, this makes a great personal defense weapon, especially for keeping those enemies at bay that are trying to hijack your vehicle. So this is definitely a good weapon to have as well, or even for your Engineer class to have it in your extra weapon slot if you wanted to go that route as well. Of course, for the Assault class, the nice thing about having this shotgun is the simple fact that you would have pretty much infinite ammo and shells, so you would be able to wreak havoc by just running around with this shotgun, especially on maps like Sharky, Myanmar, and at times Basra. Of course, being that this is a pump shotgun, you definitely want to make your shots count and try to get close to your enemy as possible, because it's definitely not a gun that's designed for medium to far range combat situations. One of the frustrating things that you'll run into with the 870 combat shotgun is aiming down sight, firing, and trying to aim back out of sight. It's just a bit buggy there, so you'll run into some frustrating times where you just don't aim out of sight for whatever reason, and you can get yourself caught dead in the water. One of the things that I do like about the 870 combat shotgun is it's definitely a simplistic shotgun in design, and I definitely like the iron sight on it. It doesn't take up hardly any of the screen for a shotgun, and you do feel like things are pretty quick with the shotgun, especially for it being a pump action. Of course, I'm going to express a bit of my disappointment at the fact that I have the Battlefield 3 edition shotgun and it doesn't have the cool war-torn skin or the blue shotgun shells. So that's pretty much my take on that. For this being one of the first shotguns that you can get in Battlefield Play4Free, this is definitely something you want to consider putting in your arsenal, just for the simple fact that it is a pretty good all-around pump action shotgun, and it does serve multiple roles for all the classes. Some of the ideal maps to play with the 870 combat shotgun would definitely be Sharky and Myanmar, because it's definitely a close range weapon, and you can get away with it on Myanmar just for the simple fact that you have a lot of brush and greenery there for you to hide behind and to run around and duck and cover and so on and so forth. Of course, Basra at times can be good for the 870 combat shotgun, especially if you're in the parking garage. Of course, the least effective maps would be the larger ones like on Omen and Dalian, just for the simple fact that they are large maps and there's hardly any close quarter combat situations there unless you're on full assault inside of an actual base and trying to capture it. But that doesn't mean it's totally useless. If you're someone who actually commandeers a vehicle, like I said, it's a good shotgun to have to be able to thwart off enemies that are trying to steal your ride. When jumping and firing this shotgun, it still stays relatively accurate at closer ranges, so I just still get in the habit of aiming down sight while I jump and fire my shots just to give it the most potentially accurate shot as possible. All in all, the 870 combat shotgun is definitely a great standard shotgun to have in your arsenal, especially if you're just starting out. Not only that, but it's a fun shotgun just to have in general for great practice and training for some of the other shotguns that you'll be able to unlock in the future. Of course, one of the greatest features of this shotgun out of all of them is it does have the least amount of pellet spray per shot, so that makes it kind of like the most accurate shotgun that you can get. And of course, out of all the pump action shotguns available, the 870 does have some of the best bullet deviation. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have about the 870 combat shotgun. Of course, before I end the video, I just want to not necessarily do a shout out, but do a plug-in here for this video for the Battlefield Play4Free fan page. So you guys should go check them out and like them on Facebook. They pretty much post anything and everything about Battlefield Play4Free, like cool pictures, videos, and even some of the redeem codes that come out. So a lot of you guys that are hooked up onto Facebook, that's definitely a great place to go to, because you'll get the first notice about that information in case you miss it on the actual Play4Free website. So I just decided to put a link here in the video for those of you guys that are interested, as well as the link in the description below. Okie dokie, everyone, and like I said, that's all I have for the 870 combat shotgun. I'd like to thank you guys oh so very much for supporting me in the YouTube channel and being great Battlefield community members. You know, the game wouldn't be anything without you guys, so I hope you guys have the best of luck on the battlefield, and I'll see you next time.